Attention, the following video is going to totally kick ass. If you enjoy any of it and or have a large penis, please click the like button below. Enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Deluxe, and today we are going to be talking about some Red Dead Redemption 2. As you can tell, you know this is my favorite game of all time, and I continue to tell you guys this, but I have to bring up something at the beginning of this video because in my last video, if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. I'm going to put an annotation on the screen right now, but in my last video, we talked about what would the game be named? What would something like this be named? And there was a lot of good suggestions, and I gave my suggestion that they should call it Red Dead Redemption 2. And for me, I've been calling Red Dead Redemption, the second part, or the next one that was going to come out, Red Dead Redemption 2, right after a year after it had been coming out, that I kind of figured they would make a new one just because it was a smash hit. It got Game of the Year, blah, blah, blah. And so I've just been calling this ever since. So for me, it was an easy transition for them to call it Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's exactly what they did. Now, I had a lot of haters. Telling me, Deluxe, they should never call it. That's the dumbest idea you've ever said. Red Dead Redemption 2, they're never going to do that. It's the third installment of Red Dead. There's no way. There's Red Dead Revolver. There's Red Dead Redemption. They're never going to call it Red Dead Redemption 2. That makes no sense. But what did they do? They called it Red Dead Redemption 2. So I will go ahead and accept your apologies for that one. I will just say that. No, I did have a few people. I had a few people come back into the comments and say, Deluxe, I'm sorry, you were right. I look like a jackass, but you were right. I don't understand why they called it that, but you were right. And I agree with you. I do not understand why they called it that. I have just been calling it that for the last 5 years. I don't know why, but I have been, and so I just went with it, and I don't like change, so I wasn't going to try to guess about what they did until they actually released it. So now that they have released it, it is Red Dead Redemption 2. I am happy about it. I don't understand it. I don't really care if they change it from now on, but Rockstar doesn't really have a track record of changing their game names after they put something out, especially a publication that they spend money on. Now, I really thought it was weird the way they put everything together on Twitter. They put out the first, their logo with the red in the background. I knew exactly what that was. I knew it wasn't like Max Payne or anything crazy like that. And then they put out the one with the silhouettes, which indeed I did put as my Twitter background. And also, I took my GTA logo that I've been using on my intros and put it with the red background to make it my Twitter icon. I am that pumped for this thing. If you go look at my GTA 5 icon on Social Club, you will see that I've had John Marston on there for the last 6 years. That's how pumped I am. I always have Red Dead everything on all my stuff. I love this game. But once they made that publication, they did the regular one, then the silhouettes, and then they put some little textures to it, and you can kind of tell where the people were. I'm pretty sure I guessed pretty dang well when I went down the road. I knew the guy on the end was the Indian character or the Native American, and then the middle guy really looks like John Marston. I don't know for sure still. I can't make it out. And then we have all of the gang with him as well, and I was really pumped about that. And they did that. First of all, as soon as that came out, people were like, oh, what about the girls? There's not going to be girl characters. I think female characters are going to be a big part of this game. I think you're going to be able to choose either or, and I think that they're doing a good job. But we had the trailer come out in between then and now, and I want to talk about the trailer, of course. The trailer is very important in this whole thing because it is the first thing they've actually given us as far as the gameplay goes. But I will say this, as I was watching the trailer, I was kind of triggered just because it was 1 minute and 8 seconds. Now, a lot of people are going to be really mad. They were really mad. They still are really mad that it was only 1 minute and 8 seconds. Now, it is basically a tease. Rockstar does this all the time, especially when they have a big game like this. They did this with GTA 5. They gave us a little bit, and even more, and then they switched up. Every time they gave us something, it was always something different. It was just a teaser the first time, and then they gave us a little bit of the online multiplayer. They gave us things like the heist and all that stuff a little later. And so all that stuff was kind of balled in there, and kept everybody guessing. Now, as I watched this trailer of Red Dead Redemption 2, I noticed a lot of similarities with GTA 5. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Red Dead Redemption 2 is just a reskinned GTA 5, but it has that feel to me. Now, when I watched the trailer in the first part, it has a good feel. Like, as we start from the top and you go into the trailer, they have the awesome scenery. Like, it is amazing. The detail in the trees, the grass, just the sound. The sound was the biggest thing for me. It got, like, Game of the Year, especially because of the music and the sounds. That was 10 out of 10. The same scenery that, I guess what triggered me when they have the elk walking towards the water, that scene right there reminded me so much of the wilderness in GTA 5. It just seemed like it was almost the same game. But as they went through it, they added their own little aspects. The lighting, oh my God. The lighting was 10 out of 10. I can't even fathom how awesome it's going to be when you actually get into the game. Now, as you look through the different landscapes, you're going to notice that I think it's set in the same area. You're going to see the river, the creeks, the mesas. I'm going to say it's in the Texas-Mexico border again, / Arizona area. That's what they're kind of going for, I guess, the feel again. It's still there. It's the Western, feel, of course. They're going to throw a wrench in there somehow, some way. But the scene where they have the campfire and the stars above, oh my God. I'm just going to sit in the game and put my headphones on and just close my eyes and relax. It's almost like being outside. If you're a gamer and you never go outside, this is the closest you will get to going outside. Swear to God. But I was really pumped about the hunting scene where the horse was carrying the actual deer. That sets the whole thing off. I think that's only going to be single player again. I think this whole trailer, again, is single player. I think single player is going to be, their baby where they throw in as much as they can. You see the canoe going by that's going to be a part of a vehicle. You see the huge train, which I was hoping they would bring back, that put a more emphasis on that. Maybe even add a heist portion to that with the multiplayer where you got to get on the train, you got to rob the train, you and your boys, and have the buffalo / bison, wherever you want to call them, there as well. And then you get to the scene, which I want to take a little bit notice to, where you have the worst general store. You have all the people that are sitting out front of the general store, and you have the wagon going by, and that just reminded me of GTA 5. When I watched the trailer for GTA 5 and they zoom in on the car that is getting the top thrown back, and then they had the guy nailing the for sale sign out in front of his yard, that's exactly what it reminded me of, just because the player interactions, the AI, it seems like they have taken that into effect. And you just know with GTA 5 and now Red Dead Redemption 2, they're going to put in those random acts. Those random acts were probably some of the funnest stuff that I have done in gaming, just because it was so random. There'd be like a naked guy chasing you, trying to kill you. There would be a girl that got kidnapped, and you'd have to go, rescue her, or whatever it might be. Those things were the best things ever, and I think when they involve that into Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going to be amazing as well. They're going to throw a wrench in there. They've been working on this game for 6 years. They're going to throw a wrench in there. And I know. This game is going to be amazing. We've had so many people come back and say, oh my God, this game is going to be mind-blowing. And it is. There are so many things that you can look forward to. The AI with the dog trying to get the vultures off of the dead animal, that was freaking awesome too, just because you get to see the interaction between the two. I think that's going to be a big thing. Animals going to have to be a big thing. But there was one part, I think, in the woods, and I can't remember all the way, but there was a part in the woods where you saw an animal, taking another animal. It might have been like a ferret. I don't even know what to call it. I'm just going to stop and not even guess. One animal went and captured another animal to eat, and that was pretty cool to see all together. And just the scenery all together is awesome. But I think what kind of triggered me a little bit as far as the scenery goes was the oil field. When they have the oil fields kind of burning there, I think that's going to be a big part of the storyline when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 2. And that still brings me back to what I said earlier about it being in Texas, also it being in that Mexico area. Texas has a lot of oil fields. If you're not from the United States, it is one of the most prominent areas for oil fields. And it just looks like it's Texas / Mexico. And you can't really tell if it's John Marston or not in the clips. And then the last clip, it comes with the gang of horses, or the posse, as you might call it, because that's what they called it. And they're running by, and you get to see them, go by. And I think that is also something that they're going to take from GTA 5, which they had in the first Red Dead Redemption with the whole posse things. But it's going to be more of, you need a lot of people to do stuff, and it's going to be a little bit harder to do that kind of stuff. But I will say this. I think this is a single-player trailer. They're going to come out with a multiplayer trailer soon enough. It's not going to be one of those things where they give you single-player, single-player, single-player. They mix it up as much as they can. And I'll be honest, I don't have any inside information here. I have just been looking and looking and looking for Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff ever since 1 came out. I guess you can call it Red Dead Redemption, the first installment now. So, yeah, we have a lot of things to go by now, and we have more information. And as this stuff gets pushed out, I want to push out more videos on what I think about it. And I really want to know what you guys think about it. I read every single comment on the last video. I appreciate everybody that shared it with somebody, that liked it with somebody. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for having an interest in Red Dead Redemption. I feel like it's my baby a little bit. I mean, it's basically my baby. I'm going to call it my baby. Red Dead Redemption 2 is my baby. It's my baby. So I hope you guys come to me for content as well on this game. I know it's not going to be out to 2017, which I'm okay with. But for the most part, guys, thank you so much for coming along with this video. If you have anything to add about the trailer or what Rockstar is doing, Rockstar San Diego is doing, let me know in the comments below. I love your face, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.